Welcome everyone to DayZ 1.26 experimental update live. We've got a lot to talk about, a lot to go over here in this update. This is probably one of the biggest updates that we will ever receive compared to the gas update that came out like what, last year, 2 years ago. This is a massive, major update that will be coming at the possibly at the end of this year. They're expecting. So we can expect some big, huge changes coming to DayZ at the end of the year. Seems like there are players everywhere. This server that I'm on right now is like packed. It's full. So this is going to be pretty interesting. We may get into a lot of PvP. We'll try to, if we can, gear up, get as much as we can going, get an early start. But it seems like so is everyone else, and they've got the same idea. So let's do this. Whenever I get a brief moment, we will go over the patch notes for experimental 1.26. So for the time being, just bear with me as I just run around right now. But we will get this going, everyone. Just give me a moment. Hey, what's up, brother? What's going on, Eamon? How you doing, bro? Right now we are checking out the 1.26 update right now. This is the experimental version right now. It's not the fully released one yet, but we will be going over the patch notes and everything that's going to be coming out and included with this update. So while we got a minute, we're chilling inside this house here. We will go over some of the notes here. So here we go, guys. They start off with greeting survivors as we enter the experimental period of massive update 1.26. We also find ourselves on the doorstep of the busiest period we've experienced in years. This game update is coupled with the release of the DayZ Frostline expansion. They highly recommend adding DayZ Frostline to your wish list if you haven't already. I'm doing good, bro. I'm glad to hear that about you though as well, man. Glad to hear you doing good. I'm doing good myself, man. I know I said I wouldn't stream tonight, but I told my girlfriend, I was like, you know what? The update experimental just went live. I'm gonna try to get in some footage of this real quick, just mess around. She's enjoying herself right now, so I'm gonna get this in. Game update 1.26 offers changes and gameplay additions that not only support the DayZ Frostline expansion, but also impact the experiences of their existing maps, Chernarus and Frostline, Chernarus and Livonia. Right now, currently, we are on Chernarus. As the title Frostline aptly suggests, it's concentrated to work around temperature systems. That was a challenge in and of itself. Ensuring the game systems adapted to a simple change in global temperature. They've also rebalanced the various ways elements of the environment have an effect on the player character, be it from either their position of the current weather, um, progression of the player character's heat comfort is now always delayed, as opposed to instant. Um, the progression to this may be noticed by one or more arrows at the HUD as the character adapts to changes in temperature. So, one thing they changed is the heat buffer, all known as the plus symbol in the UI, or as to some players refer to it as the heat pause. Um, when you spend enough time around a heat source, is also getting an update to help you visualize its state. This is primarily so it no longer looks like an on and off bonus, which was actually never a thing they intended it to be. Um, let's see. Edible items now have a temperature simulated to them as well. So now items that you pick up, such as food and everything like that, will also have a temperature status, whether it be cold, hot, warm, frozen. That's also going to be a thing now. Let's see what else. And will need to be thawed if they're in the frozen state. They can be put on a fireplace, grill, or stove, warmed up, and eaten for warmth benefits. Make sure though that you keep an eye on the temperature. As the player, you can't take damage from eating really hot foods, which I've seen that playing DayZ community servers. That's a thing. Oh, let's see. So they've replaced it now with a simple temperature description, which I wonder. Okay, so it's not showing yet. It's not showing for us just yet. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. So they've also looked at new. They've also added new dangers and new sicknesses to the game as well, or should I say, the pre-existing one already now has stages it can move into. They've looked at the common cold and influenza. They've added a new stage of pneumonia. It is. This update is going to be very promising. They've added a newly staged sickness of pneumonia. Temporal immunity has also been added to the medical system, which makes an instant reinfection impossible for diseases like common cold. Pain suppression meds such as codeine and morphine have also been expanded and now have the ability to suppress symptoms of both influenza and the common cold. So now these items in the game were once useless at one point, and now they have a purpose. A significant change has also come to the predators, such as the bears and the wolves. Their meat can be infected. So which means if you kill a wolf or a bear, you have a chance of their meat being infected. It won't be possible to eliminate the infection even after cooking the meat. There's still an option to eat and cure the disease, of course, but we wanted to make sure that predators who come to the player naturally are not an easy food source. So now they're making it really harder to survive now. So here they say going from Livonia's fairly warm climate to the unforgiving cold of Sakal, which will be the new map that Frostline is based around, you will have to adapt the type of gear you wear. Example, or take frequent baths in local ponds, which I'm assuming those are being referred to as hot springs. So seems like hot springs are going to be a thing in this map now. That's what I'm getting from this. The take a bath in a pond. The only thing I can think of is a hot spring that comes to my mind. Luckily, changes to the loot distribution will help also. So they've also changed the loot as well. Or I'm assuming how frequently they'll spawn now, or how much more common an item is going to be. With the climate in mind, items are now distributed with the climate in mind. They've also taken a deeper look at the item distribution in Sakal and applied a kind of regional theme to each map. So that's pretty cool. So now each map has its own unique loot and gear, which will be noticeable. They're using an example here, such as firearms you find lying around. Livonia will primarily host Western-made firearms, and Sakal will mostly host Eastern ones, and Chinaris will continue to offer a mixture of both. So with Sakal, we can see more like the AKs and stuff like that, SVDs, VSSs, stuff like that. That's what we can kind of expect. Let's see. In terms of spawning, be on the lookout for two new small animals roaming around the wilderness. So they've added. They don't want to spoil the surprise, but they've added the rabbits back, or otherwise hares they were known as, which these were a thing DayZ in the DayZ mod for Arma 2. These were a thing, and for some reason they were taken out. One of the highlights is the fishing feature, so that's something they're really focusing on and really proud of, is the new fishing feature, which has received a long overdue update now, which I have seen some gameplay of it. We'll try to get a piece of wood and maybe a stick, maybe a hook, and we'll try to give that a go, see how that works. They have changed the simple hold until you catch a fish system based on what it used to be. Right now, they've implemented it to a point where you have a release the action button when a water splash appears. So if you see water ripples on the water in the area where you're fishing, it means you have a fish. And it says if you miss to hit the button in this opportunity, you'll have to attach a new bait and fish again, which means you miss your chance to hook your fish, which is pretty cool. They've also added a new wooden hook and a fishing jig as well, which I'm assuming these will be found in hunting areas probably. At least the fishing jig probably. I'm assuming that'll probably be found in like the hunting camps and stuff like that. As well, they've also made a number of changes to the hunting traps. They've increased the chances of catching an animal, decreased the time it takes to catch one, and made the hunting traps more durable, which means these items are gonna be. Sounds like we got somebody around. Which means these items are gonna be way more valuable. They've also tweaked force feeding actions because they felt it was too easy to force feed somebody. So now you have to actually be facing face to face with the player. You can no longer force feed someone from behind or to the side anymore. You have to actually be looking dead at them, which is kind of good because that was weird. Another thing they did is they don't want players to have an easy 360-degree look around. So now with this update, you can only look as far as your head can actually turn. It's not doing it right now, but you can see it's still kind of the same old way as how it used to be, where you can literally just turn like a full 360. This is probably something they're going to notice that still needs to be fixed and implemented a little bit better. Let's see what else, guys. They have also inventory now will now be missing a rough and precise indicator that it's not a bug. They have decided to remove the precise and rough skill as they weren't happy with the design or its implementation. Oh, we're actually starving to death. So as you can see down here, there is no more icon like the little hammer and the sewing needle. That's completely gone. The devs have taken that out. They found that it was pointless and useless. So they've removed it altogether, which is kind of good. They're also saying here a fairly substantial change to the gameplay in 1.26 comes from a large pass over the inventory cargo sizes of most clothing items. As you can see here, 9, 12. Wow, we're actually starving to death, but that's okay. We got a lot to go over, guys. This is a big update. A lot of details, a lot of juicy information. This is going to be an awesome update that we can expect to come out at the end of the year. They're expecting this update to release at the end of the year. I guarantee you they're probably going to release it around Christmas time. That's what I see. They're going to release this update around Christmas time. Also, with the release of this Frostline, all people who don't have Livonia will now be free to you if you don't have Livonia with the purchase of Frostline. You will also get Livonia as like a free add-on if you haven't already had it. Let's see. This kind of goes into a little bit of detail. They said that the reason they've made changes to the inventory space storage is because it has often resulted in players collecting whatever they find lying around without thinking too much about what they actually need at the given moment to survive. This change will now impact jackets, pants, and vests, as well as several item sizes. And let's see, they gave a few examples down here, but I've just shown you guys up here now, which I think this shirt used to be 12. They reduced it to 9. And the crop hiking pants used to be 20 and they've reduced it to 12. So that's a huge drop in storage for most of these items. Probably the military and hunting clothing has all taken a big huge dip in it as well. So they also go on to say here, apart from gameplay additions and changes, they have also taken a deeper look at the server browser, which was much needed. Like they really needed that. They have redesigned the server browser section and added it to the console version. This also includes the addition of a server description field where server owners can describe what their server is about. So this is mainly for people that host servers and host community servers. This is pertaining towards you guys. You can now implement a new map column and filters that are also added ahead of the introduction of a third official map. Another thing they were finally able to implement is the official server verification system, which ensures that only official servers will be displayed in the official tab on Steam. Now, this part right here that I just read is pertaining to us PC players. Console, this is not going to affect you guys. This is not about you guys. This will put an end to all kinds of shady servers, which tend to confuse players who want to play on official servers, which is good. They also go on to say understanding server name plays a big part in finding a place where you want to spend your time. That's why they revisited the official server naming convention. They have also, when it comes to the UI, PC players will be able to spot two new geographical settings, terrain, and object visibility, which is great. That's a huge setting that we needed. They realized how much scenery would open up, especially with Sakal coming, if they made these options available. These settings are client-side and independent from network bubble settings. Increasing them won't give players any serious tactical advantage over others. Example, you can't see players' vehicles further away, which is a good thing. Maximum values can also be limited by server owners should they desire to implement this on their own doing. So it goes on to say right here, the blog also details many new ways that fog can be controlled dynamically. This is again probably pertaining to people who host their own servers, community servers. This feature can also be utilized in Sakal as well as in Chernarus and Livonia, where they use it to implement occasional morning fog that settles in the valleys. They hope it increases your sense of immersion as well as makes the environment more visually varied and interesting as you play. Then they go on right here. For the modding communities, this is for you guys. They've expanded WeatherScript API as well as the increased vertex limit on a single model. Previously 32,000, now 65,000 vertices. This has already been a massive post, and they haven't even mentioned all the new content that's available in Update 1.26. They go on to say, hope you enjoy discovering the rest on your own. Also, hope you'll join the experimental update, which we are. We are now in it. We're live. We're playing it. And hopefully we can find some other things, man, and then kind of give them some feedback on this. But they have added a fox. They have added a hare, which is the i.e. rabbit, or aka the rabbit. So there's a lot, man, that has come to this update, like a big huge thing that has come to this update, and I'm super excited for it, man. This is DayZ's update right here, guys. Hey, hey guys,
Hey man,
what's going on, bro?
not
Watch
much.
you
Just
live.
trying to teach my girlfriend how to play.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, we're just gonna go our own little way.
Yeah, bro, you good? Yeah, bro, you
Do you
good?
need help? You need help? Come here.
Uh,
Come here. Your dinner from
no,
here.
no,
Your
leave me
dinner.
alone, no.
Your dinner.
But I'm infected. I taste bad. Oh yes, this is DayZ. That was so good. That was so good. Strawberry coconut water. So good. Alright, so we are basically... I think we're pretty much, like, literally right near where we were. Somewhere around here. That house was somewhere up there, somewhere. But that's good. We've actually kind of got a better spot for this spawn. We've actually kind of gotten a better spawn now. Let's see what we can get. Kuru is breakdancing. Oh yeah, dude. I was trying to get away, but I couldn't. I couldn't. Once they cut you like that and they heavy attack you like that and stun you, it gets really hard to escape someone like that. There's a water well right here, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. All right. So let's go ahead and drink while we got a chance. Yeah, see, they haven't fixed the turning yet. You're still able to do the full, like, 360 view pretty much in third person. But you will soon be limited to that. Like, now your third person turning capability is only going to be as far as you can realistically turn your head in real life. That's what they're going to try to mimic that out to be, or implement it to be, which I think will be pretty good. Because then third person won't be, like, as overpowered. A good start in DayZ. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show you and explain to you as I go how I go about getting a good start to DayZ. It's actually like really simple. Knowing where to go, knowing your spawn point, knowing where you ended up on the map, and knowing where to go from there can actually like really benefit you drastically in a huge way. I'll just drop this here for anyone that comes to the water well, they'll know where it's at. Typically, like right now, what I'm gonna try to do is at the spawn point where I ended up. I'm just outside of Prigorodki, which is actually a very good spawn point because there is a military checkpoint not far from here that I can actually make my way to. And I'll show you guys that route and where to go for that. Let's see, what is this? That's a t-shirt. We'll take those 380 rounds. Let's see what we got. There's a sweater. We'll actually take those boots because that's actually a little bit better than what we've got, even though they are a little bit beaten up. That's okay. We'll take whatever ammo we can find too, because what is that? Oh, I thought there was something in the fireplace. I was about to be like, you can't put stuff in there like that and be able to see it. I used to have a base inside that hill right there, a hidden base in there, which is pretty cool. Not very many people knew about this, but literally is that the Prigo? Yeah, Prigo is just up there. Prigorodki is just up there. And next to Prigorodki, not far from there, is the Dubkey Apartments. And there's a small military checkpoint up there that way, if you head to it, which you can get some decent military stuff to start out with, but it's not going to be drastically huge. Like, it's not going to make a real big difference. Oh, wow, look at that. The lights are still on in the Humvee, even though it's completely, like, wrecked and trashed. Look at that. That's crazy. The lights still work somehow. But right now, I am heading towards Riffy at the moment. There's a train underneath this bridge, too. if you come underneath here, there's a train you can loot and actually get some decent gear underneath here. Yeah, dude, that game. Some people are a bit. How can I say it? They're uh, a bit brutal. Like they tend to get a bit too upset. I guess you could say. Like, I don't know. It's so weird. Like, Insurgency was pretty weird whenever I was playing it too as well. Like, you had a weird player base of people which I couldn't understand because most of the time they would jump in as the commander and spotter role and like not even do nothing. They'd be off on the map like doing their own thing. Like, no, bro, you have to stay with us. Like, our job is to protect you. What are you doing? Where are you going? Because without you, we have no air support at all. So I think it's just kind of funny that people jump in that role just for the gear, and then they just take off and just go do whatever the hell they want to. That's a raincoat. We're not gonna take that, even though this is experimental. Doesn't matter if we really die or not. But we'll try not to if we can avoid it. So that's some hiking pants. Jeans. You used to spawn in DayZ with jeans and stuff like that. Oh, I know what you mean. Trust me, I know what you mean. Well, we barely have food. That's a bit of a kind of icky thing, but we'll get by. We should make it. Yeah, I thought so too. That's why I kind of moved. I thought we were about to fall off right there. It says Zed. I thought that was a player. Come on, bro. There you go. You had nothing on you? What about you? You had some matches. Okay. That's actually going to be a good thing. Ooh, leather sewing kit. Okay, take that. Oh damn, another one. Well, that other one is already taking up our storage. I think that's all the rooms, yeah. Okay, so they can't get in from back here. Black tracksuit jacket. We may be able to get far enough away from them. I don't know. There you go. A little closer. Nice. Oh yeah, dude. It's weird the premise of that game. And there have been some matches where when I used to play that game, like nobody would even play as a commander or a commander or a spotter. They just didn't want to take on the role of it. Which that's the whole point of that game, is to have someone who has the ability to call in close air support to enable you to finish your objectives way quicker, or to at least give you some assistance on some of your more difficult objectives as you progress through the map. Because as you go, some objectives get just like insanely hard to take and capture or defend too. And having that ability to have a chopper gunner, dude, overhead, giving you support as you're defending the last and final objective, right, that can make a huge difference. Really, really can. That can make like a huge, huge difference. So as far as from what I understand from the patch notes that I read, it seems like only the predators have the chance to have infected meat when you clean them or kill them, which is pretty cool. So basically making surviving by hunting a lot more difficult, a lot harder. But the newer map is going to have a huge emphasis and focus on hunting. So I don't know if that's going to apply to that map as well too. I'm not sure. It may not. Yeah, and then most of the time when you get an observer, they just fucking disappear. They're just off on the other side of the map, just doing random shit. Not even near you where they need to be. It's like, bro, that's not your job. That's not what you need to be doing. Some more hiking pants, which you already have those on. I doubt we're gonna get anything good out of this. Out of right here. Maybe a weapon if we'd be lucky. May get lucky here with this next section of town right here. Oh, look at that. Multivitamins and a hiking jacket. There you go. Multivitamins. Probably one of the rarest things to come across in DayZ. I kid you not. We need to find food though, otherwise we're gonna die. No guns, nothing. Maybe a 9mm. Well, we got some box 380. Oh, what we got here? Some police pants with a road flare. Okay, that's a little bit better. We'll put all our ammo in our jacket. Let's see. We'll save this. We'll save the road flare. Just in case. I need to find food quick. Our best bet is going to be to check some of these houses maybe for something. Maybe we might get lucky. Except players haven't been through here already and looted everything, which is a possibility. Could easily very well be. They may have already moved through here and taken everything. That sounds like a bat. Doesn't even sound like a bird. It sounds like a bat. Huh. Or it might be a bird. We need to find food before we start getting flashing red, because if that happens, we are screwed. We are screwed if that happens. Oh, there we go. That will actually give us food a little bit somehow. I guess the calories in the Pepsi that might hold us off for a little while. We'll take that burlap sack because we can make a backpack out of that if we manage to get rope. So I think that'd be a good thing. I can actually do this. Let's repair these boots. That should be good enough for now. I don't know if that's gonna give us enough calories to hold us off. But it might, it might, it might. It's a possibility. We just need to find like some liver pate or some honey or some strawberry jam. Something of the sort and we should be good. Or even a fishing rod or something. Can make a hook. A wooden hook. Oh, that's a lot of them right there. Battlefield Portal with the Black Hawk. That is the shit. That the air support capabilities. I love that. Ooh, Epox putty. Okay. We'll take that too just in case. God, there's so many Zeds right here.